What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Legitical Response. We cover political news on a constant basis, folks. And we have so much political news going on right now. The stock market is crashing. The economy, it looks like the bottom fell out from underneath the economy, folks. I told you it was coming. We all saw it coming. Of course we knew. You know, how can the stock markets just stay high? It looks like a bubble coming. I covered this the other day. We was talking about, you know, the jobs report comes in and it looks terrible. Doesn't look good for Kamala Harris. Of course, this is good news for Donald Trump, of course, because we know that in the last, several presidential election cycles, anytime the economy is doing bad, the incumbent does not so good. We'll put it that way. Does not so good at all. So this is an advantage for Donald Trump, especially right now while Kamala Harris is still kind of in her honeymoon period. But however, we've got a whole lot of stories coming out about how Kamala Harris is, defund the police and open borders and all this crap. So some of the good news about Kamala Harris, which is the bad stuff, because she is not a very good politician, y'all. Not a very good politician whatsoever. That's why she couldn't even pick up a single delegate in the 2020 presidential race. But that's not what we're talking about today. Let's go ahead and get into the story because, yeah, this is insane. We've talked about this before. We've never had an official story covering this. I've just seen tweets and whatnot, people talking about this. So I don't generally cover those because it's hard to verify these. So you got to cross-reference with CBP numbers and all that other garbage, and CBP doesn't always, it's complicated, I'll put it that way. But let's get into this story because this is insane, y'all. Nearly 100 suspected terrorists reportedly released into U.S. under Biden administration. Now, one of the statistics we have touted before, I guess you could say touted, we'll call it touted, screw it, why not? We've stated, as a matter of fact, that almost 400 suspected terrorists have been caught at our southern border. And now I've speculated that makes you wonder how many have slipped through, because right now, currently, the numbers, the official numbers, it's like 8 million criminal aliens have come across that border and have been released into the country, right? So we know a lot of them get away. A lot of them don't get caught. So the estimates are anywhere from 15 to 20 million people have come across that southern border just since Joe Biden has taken office. That is outright nuts. That's 20 million people. Possibly 20 million people. Just the 8 million illegals is insane, right? It's just outright insane. But then, you know, all the gotaways, all of those gotaways just makes that number even worse. And, you know, you got all these lefties talking about open borders and all this other stuff, and they don't realize the destruction that is being brought. You got a lot of those 8 million at least are on some sort of government assistance, right? We can't do anything in the government with that many people on assistance getting thousands of dollars a month, right? We're spending that in a deficit. We're having to borrow money to give to people that shouldn't even be here. When you say it like that, it makes it sound really bad for the Biden administration. That's because it is really bad for the Biden administration. That is terrible. We are borrowing money to give to people that's not even supposed to be here. That is just insane to say. And then they want to give these people Medicare and all this other garbage. It's like, come on, man. What are y'all thinking? But let's get into this story because, yeah, this isn't good for the Harris campaign, I'll put it that way. At least 99 individuals on the U.S. terrorist watch list were released into the country during the Biden-Harris administration after they crossed the U.S.-Mexico border illegally, according to a new congressional report. Now, that's insane, Biden. What in the hell is going on with this? 99. They were caught and then released. What? I have trouble a lot of times because I see the numbers on that southern border and they're just absolutely staggering numbers. And it's, you take aback sometimes. You're like, wow, why? What, all the virtue signaling. Sure, do your freaking virtue signaling all you want. But when it comes to the country, you are destroying America with this. His policies are destroying America. This is just insane. Border Patrol agents encountered more than 250 illegal migrants on the terrorist watch list along the southern border between fiscal years 2021 and 2023, according to a report released Monday by the House Judiciary Committee. The Department of Homeland Security then released at least 99 of these individuals on the watch list freely into the country. Like I said before in a previous video, it is like they want another 9/11. That is what it seems like. I mean, how else do you explain away allowing 99 people that were on the terrorist watch list just to let them go into the country? How do you explain that away? You can't say, oh, well, they're migrants, they're people too. No, they're on the terrorist watch list. I'm sorry. Maybe, how about not letting these people into the freaking country? How about that, Joe Biden? How about that, Alejandro Mayorkas? And then the Senate, for crying out loud, right? The House impeached Alejandro Mayorkas for this very thing, right? For not doing his job on that southern border, not abiding by U.S. federal regulations around illegal immigration, by just categorizing all of these people coming across the southern border as asylum seekers. They're asylees. That's what they do. That's how they're getting away with it, right? No, I'm sorry. It is not wrong. It is not immoral to turn these people around and not let them come across your border. We need to have security on our border. We need to have some semblance of security on our damn border. It's like, what is going on with this? Another 34 suspected terrorists are currently in DHS custody but have yet to be removed from the U.S., according to the report. While national security officials alert Americans about potential terrorist threats, Biden-Harris administration officials continue to downplay the national security nightmare created by the border crisis, the report stated. For example, DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas repeatedly claims that illegal aliens are adequately screened and individuals who pose a threat to national security or public safety are detained. Well, hang on. Right? So if these people are on the terrorist watch list, right? 99 people, 34 of them are detained. So that means you allowed 61 people on the terrorist watch list to just go free into the country. And there's no security risk with that. These people are on the terrorist watch list. What? Like the incompetence of the Biden administration, right? Like it's beyond incompetence at this point. They're doing it on purpose. That is what it seems like. Because you don't catch a suspected terrorist at the southern border and then say, oh, well, he just wants to come here for a better life. Yeah. Give me a freaking break. These people are doing it on purpose. This is almost the definition of a false flag, right? So they just allow terrorists to come into the country, and then when a terrorist does terrorism things, they're not going to cry foul. They're going to be, oh my God, we need to do something about security, and then we'll have some more draconian lock down the freaking country or some garbage like that because some terrorists came into this country. I mean, that's what they did last time. They greatly expanded the surveillance state of the United States, and now we get spied on constantly, right? We got FISA and all this other stuff. Of course, FISA, they're not supposed to spy on American citizens. However, we did learn with the Trump campaign that they are certainly willing to go in and spy on American citizens, right? And we know that, there was claims that Donald Trump was a Russian spy. No, that was fabricated claims. And they knew it was fabricated claims, right? So that's BS. So you can shut the front door with that one for damn sure. But the on-the-ground reality reflects serious and potentially dangerous flaws in the open border policies as DHS has released into the country illegal aliens on the terrorist watch list, the report continues. Border Patrol agents encountered foreign nationals on the terrorist watch list from 36 different countries during the Biden-Harris administration, including nations that are known as terrorist hotbeds, such as Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Syria, Tajikistan, Yemen, Lebanon, Lebanon, and Somalia, among other countries, according to the House Judiciary Committee. Under the Biden-Harris administration, Border Patrol agents have encountered more than 7 million foreign nationals attempting to cross unlawfully into the country, according to the latest figures by Customs and Border Protection. Among those arrested have been 375 illegal migrants on the federal government's terrorist watch list, representing an increase of more than 3,000 in apprehended suspected terrorists compared to the Trump administration. Immigration judges granted bond to at least 27 illegal migrants on the terrorist watch list who were apprehended crossing into the U.S. between ports of entry between fiscal years 2021 and 2023, according to the report. Additionally, immigration judges reportedly even granted asylum to at least 4 individuals on the watch list. So, right, these judges, they are meant to vet these people. They are meant to look at these cases and say, okay, they're the ones that say whether you can come into the country or not. They look at your asylum case and see if you have a legitimate case. However, it seems like the Biden administration has put nothing but progressives on this circuit for some reason. All these immigration judges seem to be nothing but progressives. Because why would you allow 8 million freaking people into the country, right? Why would you allow somebody who's on the United States government terrorist watch list to come into the country? Why would you look at their paperwork, right? I know this is a rhetorical question, obviously, but why would a judge look at the paperwork, see that this guy's on the terrorist watch list, and say, okay, he's free to go. He's free to move about the country. He's free to do whatever the hell he wants to. He's free to organize with all the other terrorists that they've allowed to come in on the terrorist watch list across that southern border. For crying out loud. What are we doing here, folks? Like, seriously, how can you defend this position? The Biden administration, the Biden-Harris administration, because that's what they're calling it, because that's what it is. And then we've got Harris. Kamala freaking Harris is running for president. Man, dude, like, somebody needs to speak about this every single day on Fox News, on Newsmax, on ABC, CBN, CNN, and all the blah, 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 all the three-letter mainstream narrative machine outlets. Somebody needs to speak about this every single freaking day, because this is absolutely nuts, if you ask me. And it's just like they're asking for a terrorist to come in and do terrorist things, right? It's like when it happens, they're going to be surprised. Oh my God. These people are insane. Once again, that is why I call Democrats insane. If you have a country and you have known enemies to the country whose sole mission in life seems to be to destroy the country, and your politicians, your leaders, let some of these people come into your country, all just to virtue signal, because that's all they're doing with this. That's all. Anybody that wants open freaking borders is just a giant virtue signal to try to say, we're compassionate. They don't want you over there? Well, you can come over here, for crying out loud. We'll give you everything you want, even though we're having to borrow money to give to these people. We're having to borrow space to put them in, for crying out loud, right? They're putting criminal aliens in high school gymnasiums. I know I say that on almost every single border video I do. But once again, until my point comes across clear, these people need to be taken out of power. These people hate the country. That's the only explanation I can derive from why they would allow terrorists to come into this country illegally. Or at all. Legally or illegally. The report follows the arrest of several Tajik nationals across the U.S. earlier this year who are suspected of having ISIS ties. If sufficient evidence is compiled on any individual that strongly suggests they have ties to terrorism or terrorist organizations, their name will be placed on the terrorist screening database, which is shared and monitored by multiple government agencies, including CBP. DHS did not immediately respond to a request for comment from the Daily Caller News Foundation. What is going on with this? Once again, it got to make you wonder, why are they doing this? Why do they want these people to come in, right? It can't be just for virtue signaling purposes. There's got to be something deeper. And you know what's funny to me is I remember a time when Democrats were actually pretty good on border security, right? Sure, they wanted people to come here the legal way, but they were tough on border security. Don't let these people come in illegally, right? We saw that video from Joe Biden. I've played several times. I might just throw it at the end of the video just to throw it out there. But he's talking about, no, they need to come in. They need to do it the right way. Blah, 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 blah. Learn our language. You got to assimilate. You can't just allow millions of people from different cultures to come in and try to melt into our culture. It just doesn't work. Look what's going on in Europe. Right now, as we speak, there are riots all across the UK over this very thing. This very thing. Because the UK government allowed way too many foreign nationals to come into their country illegally and didn't give time for these people to assimilate. As a matter of fact, these people didn't want to assimilate at all. They create their own little enclaves or whatever of their own culture, their own population, right? And when cultures clash, you get outrage, you get riots, you get fighting, you get divisiveness, which is something we really don't need more of right now, as a matter of fact. But you can't just have these people come in, right? It doesn't make any sense. Especially people on the terrorist watch list. Like, once again, I'm going to stress this point because it's insane to me that you would allow people that are on our terrorist watch list, for crying out loud. Once again, I'll say it one more freaking time. It's like they want another 9/11. But I think I've rambled on for long enough on this one, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comment section. This is insane to me, right? How can they just... and then say the border's secure. Yeah, shut the front door. Once again, shut the front door. Get out of here. But that's all I got for this one, y'all. I want to thank everybody for watching. And y'all try to have a good day. Stay legitical. Peace.